Hello, everybody. My name is Jessie Terrian. I'm an independent demonstrator for the company Stampin' Up. I'm located in sunny Las Vegas, and in my craft room, we do all things paper craft. Welcome. How is everybody doing? We made it through the week. Thank goodness. It has been insane for me this week. I don't know about you guys. Are you thriving or are you just surviving? I think this week I can confidently say just surviving over here. So, if you're joining me from YouTube, welcome. I am so happy that you found me. You're watching a card making live replay from Facebook. I have a phenomenal card for us tonight. Look at this beauty. Bam, look at that. So pretty. So we're going to be working with the Cute as a Bug suite again. And I told you we were going to get those mushrooms in there, ladies. Just making sure I had sound. I always panic. Hi, Pam. Hi, Mom. How you guys doing? Hi, Sherry. I'm just going to give it a few minutes for everybody to find me. You know, just doing the YouTube, Pam. Just survive. I'm telling you. Let me explain how my life has been, okay? Um, Woke up this morning and my husband last night, he was saying he didn't feel good and I didn't feel that great either. And we went to bed and, whatever. And he woke up in the morning and he was like, I really don't feel good. I'm going to take some Sudafed. I was like, okay, cool. Then I saw him a little bit later and I'm like, are you okay? And not okay. Not okay. The right side of his face was drooping. Couldn't smile. I was like, oh my God, you're having a stroke, right? Panic. So we go to the ER and, they rush us back and they're doing all the tests. Now, God is good. He did not have a stroke. He has Bell's palsy, which will clear up anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 months. It is miserable. If you can imagine, half your face is almost like when you go to the dentist and you get all numb, to the fact that half his tongue is numb and it's affecting his taste. It's crazy. Poor guy. So, yeah, that happened today. That was the cherry on the top. Okay, let's just put it that way. I'm not going to bore you with the details of the rest of my miserable existence, but there you go, cherry on top. Oh, hi, Martha. You made it. You got your phone fixed. I'm so excited. How you doing? I hope well. All right. We're starting. We have enough people. I think I'm going to get started. I'm going to pop down. I'm going to show you all the things. We're just going to chat. It's going to be very easy tonight. Okay? Here we go. All right. Down to the mat. Let me move over here. Okay, so here's a close-up of the card. I didn't reinvent any wheels today. I took, let me be careful. I took an A2 size card base. So that's 5.5 by 4.25, or if you're cutting it and scoring it, that would be 8.5 by 5.5. And then you score it at 4.25. We do this all the time, right? But I added one more score line and I scored in the middle of my cover. So that way we could do the Z fold, which we have done many times. But I just wanted something fun, easy. It couldn't take a lot of time for me to figure out because, like I said, the ER, even though they got us right back there, it did take some time. We had to go to the pharmacy and all those good things. This was super easy to come up with. So I have a whole area to write to one of my Happy Mail besties. It's so cute. Love the paper. Using that paper again. I am not a ribbon girly. We all know this. I always forget. It's always a last minute thought. I find myself reaching for this every card I do with this set. Absolutely love. I just do. So what are we going to do? Sometimes you have those things that are just like, yes, they're speaking to my soul. So, and then like I promised you, we were going to play with those mushroom dies. So in the Sweet Bugs die set, not only can you stamp the bugs and different things and then cut them out, the images, you can also cut out the images in the paper, but you can create scene pieces with these dies. So we have like the stems for flowers, the petals, different mushrooms and the mushroom caps, and then little flowers. There's even little bugs that you can cut out. So really fun set. 10 out of 10 from Jess. And so that's what we're doing today. Now, I pre-did a little bit for us. I cut the papers and I cut the pieces because I literally went into my big bin of scrap, picked out some colors I liked that kind of coordinated with the paper I was using to make my background pretties. Okay? So I cheated a little bit, but we're used to that, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of vellum for our focal point. And this is just a round circle die I have. And so I grabbed that, but you could use your big circle punch. You could use a different circle die. You could use Spotlight on Nature circles, whatever you got. Just a larger circle. And I grabbed this, which is from pre-order. So this will be available March 3rd. The Ladybug Picnic 3D embossing folder. It's got ladybugs, flowers, and strawberries. Super, super cute. And I was just feeling it with this card. So I'm going to throw this through the embosser first. I'm just going to throw the vellum on there and we're going to throw it through my thing. So how's everybody doing? What are you doing this weekend? I feel like I haven't talked to anyone. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just going to like take it a little bit easier because I have been going at a pace that is crazy and I am getting a little tired, friends. Okay. So you throw the vellum through the embosser. Look at that gorgeous 3D embossing. The ladybugs really pop in this. Now, we're going to do a cut. We're going to cut our circle out of that. But like I said, if you have a punch or whatever you're using, you do you. So I'm going to throw this through here, pop that on top, and just run it through. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now this circle makes a frame in a circle, but we're just going to use the circle. Maybe I'll use the frame at another point. And you can even use your cutout piece as a frame for another card. So, you know, maximize your goodies and your supplies. Okay. Now that was like our little technical thing. Now, I will tell you when I did this, I embossed and then I run it through with the cutter. It did push down those raised ladybugs, but I wasn't so worried about it because we're going to be covering most of it. If you wanted them more raised, cut it first, then throw it through your embossing folder. It's that easy, you know? It just depends on the order. So I have our pieces here. And I've already talked about the card base, but again, A2 size card base, and then just score it in that middle front at 2 1/8 and fold it over. Now, if you want more of a cover and like just a little bit of a lip, you would just adjust your fold. Very simple. And I have some pieces here. This is going to be for our sentiment, this piece of scrap I had. So I have our card insert, which is 5¼ by 4. And then I have some 2" by 5¼ pieces of DSP. And you're going to need 3 of these. And I did 2 different patterns. So 2 of them the same, 1 different. But when you design your card, just see what speaks to your heart, you know? You know. Hi, Tammy. How you doing? Trying to keep up with the chat. I'm so glad my chat is working again. That was so annoying the other day. I apologize. I was like, wow, everybody's so quiet today. The neighbors say hi. I don't know. I have noise canceling on my camera. So I don't know sometimes if you guys can hear all the chaos going on, but just in case you heard it, now you know. It's Friday night. That means Speed Racer, Fast and the Furious is going on. We don't know. We don't know why. They just enjoy it. All right. So now I'm going to put this one. Let me tell you, it was hard to cut that cute paper. I was like, oh, I am definitely getting 2 more packs of this. Not just 1, I'm getting 2. Don't judge me. I like it. I just like it. So Mom and I had a phenomenal time at bingo. We were so close. We were so close. We did not win this time, but we're getting there. Okay. We are getting there. The thing is, I did good at slots. I came out 100 ahead, so I thought that was pretty good. I took my winnings and I ran for it. There you go. We ain't got time for that. I'm doing retreat stuff. So, there you go. Now, I am leaving this unstamped. Oh, Deuteronomy, I forgot something. I'm leaving this unstamped because I like to write. So, there we go. And you can see like there's a line there. I'm not fussed about it, but if it bothers you, if you really want that covered, go ahead and just before you like commit to the stick, check things out. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to have our focal point there. So it's really not messing with me. Now, I would have said take your ribbon and put it on before, put it on this paper before you glue it down. But fun fact, I didn't do it on this one either. So I just glued it onto the back and then made like a little cute focal point with my scrap paper. So, we waste not one on over here, friends. Good. Now, I like to secure, if I'm not, even if I am tying a bow, I really enjoy securing it down. I don't want it wiggling, moving, getting ripped off. That's just me. Okay? And all it takes is some tear and tape or some stamp and seal, whatever you got. Dry adhesive, whatever you call it. And just stick it down good. Give it a good press. Okay? Now, I'm going to use this. And for some reason, when I do it and I fold it around, it doesn't stick well for me, and I don't really know why. I don't know if it's bending it over or I'm pulling it too tight, but eventually that would come up. So let me grab my paper real quick. Whoop. I have a ton of scrap in here, no problem. We are paper crafters. It's not an oopsie, it's a happy accident, you know? You know what I'm saying? And I am just gonna grab a piece of paper. Let me see if it's long enough. Yeah, it's pretty much long enough. Now, if that drives you crazy, make it longer. I just want my stuff to stay, so I'm not really concerned. It's not like a focal point of the card, you know what I mean? It's a little extra. This would be a really cute tuck spot to put like your little logo, like card made by. Really cute. Or if you're a demo, your information, you know. You're welcome. I know, I'm so smart. There we go. Okay. Not to toot my own horn, but I am. That's just the way it is, people. We have to, just some things are true. Anyway, all right. I'm going to stop being weird now. I'm going to grab some ink. Oh, okay. So I wanted to talk about this real quick. I am sure if you've been on social media, you have seen, and I think I mentioned it, we're getting new stamp pads. It's starting with the In Colors coming out in May. Okay, and there is like some controversy right now. There is some information being released by Stampin' Up. It was released to the leaders. Um, I understood that we were supposed to keep the colors under wraps until after um, the on stage, but then some of it wasn't. It was able to be put out there, and so I don't know. Some people put it up, got in trouble, had to take it down. I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm not messing with that. All I can tell you is they're going to have felt um, pads instead of foam, which ours right now are foam. Okay. Here's my problem with the foam. Perfect example. See all the pitting that's going on? There we go. See all that pitting? That can make your stamp, if you're stamping, stamp uneven, right? You'll have a light spot. Now, if you use a stamp positioner, you can just re-ink, it's no problem. But if you don't, that could be a problem. And it drives me nuts when this happens, and it does. The pads after a while degrade and all that stuff. The felt ones don't do that. They may get a little the old ones used to get like a little pill to them, but you could just like pull it off or clip it off. It wasn't a big deal to me. I like the felt pads better. The new pads are going to be a little bit bigger than this. They're going to open and close more like this, like open and close, but they're magnetic. So you can stack them on top of each other. They will stick together. They're just, I'm excited. I'm really excited. So I'm excited for the new colors. I'm excited for the new ink pads. It's a whole thing. I'm just here for it, guys. And they're a little bit bigger and they hold more product. So you're not having to re-ink as often, and you get more bang for your buck when you order it. Now, a little bit of a drawback. We have a lot of these, a lot of us do. So it'll be a decision. It'll be like, do I just go out and rebuy, or do I just, as I need to replace, upgrade, right? I would say probably upgrade, but you do you, boo. So, hello friend, we're going to use that again. And now I'm just going to fussy cut it out. So these stamp pads are close to my heart's old. That was their stamp pads. They bought the rights and the formula or something to them, however that works. And so they're going to use it now. I'm excited. If anyone used to shop close to my heart, maybe has some of these stamp pads, enlighten us with what you're thinking. Like, do you love them? Are you like, oh my gosh, I'm here for it. This is amazing. What are we thinking, guys? I have to say, I am embracing all the changes. I am. I feel like some stuff is a bummer. Like every year, the prices go up a little bit because of the economy, life, it is what it is. I feel like our products are good quality and they are worth it, but that's a personal choice that we all have to make. You know what I mean? Okay. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to my friend Liz. She spoils me so much. A lot of my local ladies really, they're my besties. They are my friends and they do spoil me. I don't know how I got so lucky, but here we are. Anyway, so she brought me a little gift of Valentine's Day stuff, and this was one of the things, like it held all the little goodies. She knows I love socks, fancy socks, so she got me some heart socks, and they are so comfortable. I'm obsessed. Um, and she gave me this little bowl. So now I keep this in my craft room. I use it when I'm doing a lot of fussy die cutting and stuff so I don't lose anything. And I think of her, one of my favorite galentines. So I just want to give her a shout out in case she's watching. Okay, now just wait until Halloween. Karen made me this quilt. It is phenomenal. I pull it out every year, but that is for another time. I'm telling you, my besties, they're amazing. They really are, and talented. Okay, so we're just gonna play with the pieces and layer it up, but I just grabbed scrap to cut this stuff out. I was like, let's just play, let's have some fun, do some layering, and get it going. Let me see if I can, just so you can see it, maybe. There we go. A little bit better because it's kind of on a slant. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit of liquid glue. I'm using this one because it it's so tiny that makes it easier to do. And I'm overlapping a little bit. And it's okay because it's not going to hang over. As much as you overlap, you should be good. Now, if you have larger things, let's say you're not using what I'm using to do this, just check it before you stick it. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to twist that. And then I'm going to put my large mushroom down. Fun fact, I do not eat fungus. My family love it, me not so much. I'm not a mushroom girl. I don't know why. I guess I don't like the earthy flavor, you know? I think that's what it is. Okay. So we do that. Now you could pop this stuff up if you want, go crazy. I was so proud of myself. I got to the post office yesterday and finally got my Happy Mail out, different cards that I wanted to send that I've been, working on, and just a whole bunch of stuff. And I always feel accomplished. When we get to that point, it's like, girl, you did something. You know what I mean? Why is this so hard? I know a lot of people struggle with the actual physical mailing of things, so I know I'm not alone in that. It's not like I'm just sitting here doing nothing, but at the same time, it's like it's a lot. So I think I just put a lot of thought into it. I want it to be perfect. Okay. Uh, Give me a second to let that. There we go. And put our little daisies on there. I find if I kind of thin the glue out like that, kind of smush it around with the paper piece, I don't know, it sticks so much easier so quickly. Did you see how that was? I just one, two, stick. Too good, guys. Too good. All right, so we have our little hello friend. I'm telling you, this is an easy card. I was like, we are just going to have some fun on this Friday. Have a little fun Friday. And honestly, this morning I didn't know what was going to happen. It was very scary. And um, one of my concerns, I mean, obviously it was for my husband, but I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to cancel the live. And I knew you would understand, but I felt bad. I was like, geez, I canceled the other week because of the weather. And, James, can't you have a stroke at a convenient time? No, I'm just kidding. Understand that when I am under stress and pressure, the jokes come out. I'm very much Chandler if you were a Friends fanatic, okay? That's just the way it is. Don't take it any which way. That's just how I am. You know what I mean? I'm the friend that when things are going awry, I'm going to make you laugh. And even if it's inappropriate, okay? Because sometimes laughter just helps. Doesn't mean it's going to fix anything. Doesn't mean what's happening isn't gut wrenching. It just means, hey, you gotta, you gotta just get through it, and I'm here for you. That's what it means. So, here we go. Look at this. I know, take a minute. It's pretty awesome. So, now we're going to want to put this, there we go, in the middle. I'm going to overlap a little bit, get it where you like it, and you're only gonna want to glue like this part of your circle just to that side flap, okay? You can do this with liquid glue. You can use your tape runner, whatever you got. Make sure nothing is hanging off. Okay, there we go. Now I have room to write my message. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. What do we think? We need a ladybug. That's what I thought. I think I need a ladybug. So, I don't know if it makes sense, like over on here. I'm thinking, so. Too squishy. I'm gonna put it here. Okay, we'll put one on there. Maybe I'll put one on the inside. Like it's just hanging out. So when we were stationed in Missouri, we had a ladybug infestation. And it's one of the few bugs that I don't mind in life, in real life, But they were everywhere, like crawling all over the ceiling, flying around. It was not fun. It was not fun. Okay, ladies, let me tell you. Woo, crazy. Okay, now I took a white acrylic pen. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. It's the Paper Studio. Some weeks they run 40% off anything marked Paper Studio. So I was able to get this for like $1 something, and it's one of my favorites. It's just white, and I came in here and I just polka dotted my mushroom. for extra cuteness. This isn't necessary, but I felt like it just made it pop. You know what I mean? Oh, my hand is shaking. Anyone else do that? Like when I do this, I have a terrible habit of holding the pen cap and then my fingers start like freaking out. Okay. All right. I'm calling it. I think that this is Buttes. Totes my goats. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? I think you like it. I see some hearts and I see some thumbs up. Thank you very much. It's cute, right? This paper does it. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Cheryl. Um, I know, Martha. I'm telling you, you have to come over. I have your whole set. So you have to come and get it and then play with your pretty paper. It's okay. I'll flip up for a minute. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see. There we go. I was like, I don't know. It's not working, but it doesn't work if you hit the wrong button. So, um, oh my goodness. What did you do, Tammy? But they look like, um, oh, they're similar. Maybe that's what we have. No, I'm pretty sure they were ladybugs. Unless they're so similar. Are they like orange? Because I think these were like a lot of them were more orange. Unless that's like they went from their first stage of life to like their adolescence. That's why they weren't red, red. I don't know. It was drama, let me tell you. You know, what are you gonna do? That's why I like the desert. We don't have a lot of that. We do have it here though, interestingly enough. But now when you see a ladybug, you're happy and excited and you go to the casino because you feel like you're gonna win. So there was no casino there, okay? I couldn't go anywhere. I was just stuck with the bugs. Oh my goodness, what are you gonna do? All right, guys. Dawn and water spray. Interesting. Where were you in my life back then? Really? That is so interesting. We used to get a lot of flies in the summer, which is, normal, but they were like crazy because I ran a daycare and the kids were in and out, in and out. So I would take Dawn and water and spray the window like waterfall kind of spray, and they would fly to it and then get caught in the solution and go, and then I would scoop them up. That might be TMI, but I really thought I was going to make $1 million and go on Shark Tank, and I was going to call it Fly Falls. And I had a whole system of how we were going to do this, but James kind of shot it down in 10 different ways of why it wasn't really a good idea. And then in the end, I was like, yeah, you're right. Plus, I don't want to go there. I'm telling you, I have great ideas. If you ever need an idea to start a company, I probably could help you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not so much a doer, I'm more of the creator. That's it. So anyway, I'm gonna stop being weird and go tend to my droopy husband and please say a little prayer for him that he gets better quicker rather than later. But he is going to be fine. They've assured me, and he is on meds and all the good stuff. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Be wary of those ladybugs, and I will see you next week. Mwah!